We're still early in the NBA season, and while there have been some teams that have absolutely shined, already some injury concerns from some teams, I'm going to talk about one team that was slated to be a championship contender that is already starting to get me a little concerned in the Phoenix Suns. We're going to talk about all that and more right after this.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
What's going on, basketball fans? Welcome to another episode of NBA Central, your number one spot for everything basketball related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at NBA Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the content. So I want to talk a little bit about the Phoenix Suns. This ain't going to be a long video. Not going to hold you guys too long today, but despite, and this isn't even because of their loss to the San Antonio Spurs last night, which they did lose in a comeback victory. You know, they got outscored 33 to 14 points in the fourth quarter. 33 to 19 points in the fourth quarter by the San Antonio Spurs. And Victor Wembanyama just went the hell off. And so it was good to see that. Keldon Johnson as well, just playing a big role for that team. But this isn't even to kind of talk about Wemby. Wemby is having a really good season so far, and he's showing that he is going to be legit in this NBA. And I just love to see Wemby and watch him play already. Just his understanding of the game. You could see the mismatch advantages he's going to have over the course of his NBA career already. But we're here to talk about the Phoenix Suns, right? And with the Phoenix Suns, there's a couple of reasons why I'm concerned about this team. And while I think that this may not go the way that they hoped it was going to go to start the season, we haven't even seen Bradley Beal yet this season with his back injury. Devin Booker, I think, has only played in one game as well this season. And overall, we're back to seeing the KD show, right? And so that is something alone that really, you know, it brings about its own issues. The Phoenix Suns right now have some things that you could look at and say, but again, you haven't seen that full machine. You haven't gotten to see that the full power of what that team is. But I don't want the Phoenix Suns to become the next Los Angeles Clippers. And by that being a team that absolutely has the potential to be a championship level team, but we don't ever see it because of the injury concerns. Right now, the Phoenix Suns also, again, I don't even really want to give the stats because we know we haven't gotten to see that team at what its full strength is going to be. But the injury concerns are something that is very concerning with this team. Devin Booker only playing one game so far. Kevin Durant's played in all four games. Shout out to him for that. Like I said, we haven't seen Bradley Beal yet on this season. And so you wonder about the durability of the team. Is this going to be something where the team is getting this out the way right now early and they're going to be more healthy on the back end of the season, which is something that we've seen from teams before? And if that's the case, cool. Shout out to them, right? But the one thing with this is that in this team coming together, you wanted to see what these three players were going to play like together. The offensive potential from this team is amazing. And you don't want to see that get really derailed by injury, especially not in their first year together, because I tell you what, being in the first year together with the team, if you have injury concerns with players that are over 30 and just going to get older, the injury concerns really don't get much better the further you get away from that. So, yeah, Devin Booker's 27 years old. We'll see what ends up happening with him. He's day-to-day right now with his injury. Like I said, only playing in one game. They haven't gotten any type of positive feedback when it comes to Bradley Beal. You don't know when he's going to come back 100% yet, even though I know that they are dying to get him back, which they should be, because Bradley Beal is theoretically going to be such a big piece of that team moving, right? And just how that team's going to come together. But right now, without being able to see that team together, without being able to see what they're going to look like, this is going to be a tough go. And a team that already had its own defensive issues and woes just coming into the season on how they were going to be able to perform, nothing is going to come out of it to help change that if you can't get these guys on the court together and kind of figure out what and where and how you need to perform as a team. So right now, the Phoenix Suns are slated, at least in my opinion, to be one of the teams that, to me, may end up disappointing mightily this season. Now, again, it's early. Are we overreacting too early? Absolutely, there could 100% be a chance of that. I'm not even going to sit there and act like it's not, right? But the Phoenix Suns, for a team, like I said, that already came in with a huge issue of what they're going to have defensively, even though they haven't been terrible defensively so far. The Phoenix Suns are averaging the 8th least amount of points for opponents that they're allowing opponents to score per game. So, you know, and they're 2-2 on the season, being that they haven't had Bradley Beal, being that Devin Booker has only played in one game. Maybe you can point to that and say that that is enough reason to hope that this is going to go the right way. But right now, Devin Booker, while it does seem like per his latest injury concern that he is going to be back and ready to go sooner rather than later, We got an update on Bradley Beal just 4 hours ago, and it does not seem like it's too promising. Right now, there does not seem to be any indication on when Bradley Beal is going to be back. So again, while this team has issues, while this team has concerns, no definitive timeline on Bradley Beal being back, this team's season could be derailed before it even really gets a chance to start, despite some of the flashes they showed in preseason. And well, I'm going to talk about this. One of the biggest concerns that I do have with this team is the head coach and Frank Vogel. Yes, he won a title in the bubble with the Lakers. He's only had 2 50-win seasons on his NBA career. Now, nobody's going to say he's always had the best teams, especially when he was coaching in Indiana. Then he went over to Orlando. That was a team that was clearly, in some turmoil there as well. But he's had 2 50-win seasons, one all the way back with Indiana in the 2013-14 season, and then the last one in 2019-20. And again, that was the bubble season. So that's a little bit of its own beast as well. Frank Vogel, especially with some of the adjustments or lack thereof, especially in the game that did show its head against the San Antonio Spurs, there's enough questions there as well with coaching, is that if, with the defensive limitations that the Phoenix Suns are shaping up to have, are they going to have enough to really be able to push like a lot of people think they could? Or is that offense going to be elite enough where it's not going to matter? But let me know what you guys think. Like I said, a little bit too early for concerns, but hey, it is something that you have to worry about, it, especially with the update to Bradley Beal. And this update does not really look too promising for the Phoenix Suns. But let's hope, that's us, like I said, that they're getting the injuries out the way. They're going to be healthy to end the season. They're going to be able to hit the ground running. Let's hope that's the case. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you're following the show at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the #1 spot for everything NBA related. And I'll see you guys the next time I feel like making a video, probably tomorrow. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks Media.